Well, it's along about supper time, July 21st, 2015, and looking generally eastward along Highway 14 into Biggar, Saskatchewan. There you go. The newer Biggar United, just off the highway on the north end of town. One of 8 churches in town. Biggar sits on the transition zone between aeolian deposits to the south and deltaic materials to the north, and looking north across Highway 14 towards the rail line that Canadian Pacific built through here in 1907. It wasn't until 1913 that the company finally raised the Standard Western Line Station A2 at mile 60.2 from Saskatoon on what it still calls its Wilkie South. It was sold off in 1973. Don't know what the little brown building is about. The underpass allows Highway 4 to head north to Battleford. That car is going that direction right now. First elevator in Biggar was built on the CP line, Atlas, 1909, closed in 1911. Was followed in 1915 by the Scottish Cooperative Wholesale Society, which was closed by the Wheat Boom in 2001. And the Canadian Elevator Company built in 1916 and closed in 1928. Main Street, heading southward into town, over the hill, and down to Lower Main Street. That looks to be the town's old fire hall, which likely sheltered the Red Flying Cloud fire engine at one time. The Biggar post office was opened by F.A. Dawson on April 1st, 1909. Named after W.H. Biggar, the General Counsel of the Grand Trunk Pacific Railway, and one of its directors, who was shop easy. Eamon Block, dating from 1919, on the east side of Main Street. And a morning view of the west side of Main Street. I suppose that's an old Bank of Commerce building hidden underneath the plaster there. Maybe. Or if that's the site of the old Eden Hotel, which burned July 15th, 1982. The Grand Trunk Pacific Station at the head of Maine, the largest of its type in Western Canada. The old story is that the town slogan started as a prank way back when and was adopted. Biggar was incorporated as a village May 18th, 1909 and became a town on November the 1st, 1911. Its population is rising to 2161 in 2011. Peak population was 2755 in 1966. Headquarters of 2 rural municipalities. The old Majestic Theatre, built in 1911, and the CN Bunkhouse on First Avenue, Railway Avenue, across from the station. Lots of activity in the yards. This is a divisional point still. There's an electromotive division SD70M-2. Leading an SD60F, pulling into the yards. Up until last year, 2014, there was an 18-stall roundhouse, big brick roundhouse right over that way. Nothing but a foundation now. West of town are these two elevators. The gray one was likely built by United Grain Growers in 1964 and the orange one by Pioneer in 1966. It was hit by lightning in 1988 and burned and rebuilt, and it's all part of Viterra now. 100 years ago in 1915, the Great War was in its second year of raging, and named after one of Canada's favorite curlers, Sandy Schmirling, is from Biggar. And the new school, a nice brick-built school, was erected in 1910 and it was closed in 1966 when this one opened. K to 12. St. Gabriel's is kindergarten to grade 9, separate school. Looks like an early edifice, maybe. St. Paul's was opened in July of 1909. Hey, an outdoor rink. Not the best condition, but can be patched up for winter. So the 2nd Avenue between McPhee and Ontario is a curling rink built in 1961, and the Jubilee Stadium, the Ice Arena, built in 1955. A long view down 1st Avenue in the morning. And the rail yards. There's a little airstrip just beyond. Looking south towards the Bear Hills. Settlers began arriving in this area in 1905, many of them coming up the Battleford Trail from Swift Current on the CPR main line. 60 Mile Bush was in this neighborhood, wherein was a stopping place. And here is the special standard number 2 terminal station that the Grand Trunk Pacific raised in 1909 at mile 118.2 from Watrous on what CN calls its Asquith sub. It was closed in 1986 and declared a heritage property, but it looks like CN has no plans to preserve it. Water was found at a depth of 60 to 100 feet in this area. And the back of the Union Hospital, the successor to St. Margaret's. And the Ball Diamonds. There's an aquatic center, golf course, 9 holes in the neighborhood. On the east end of town is a huge greenhouse. And Prairie Malting Company supplying Western Canada's brewers. On the Grand Trunk Pacific Line, Security Elevator built in 1911, Saskatchewan Cooperative Elevator Company in 1913, and the Scottish Cooperative Wholesale Society in 1914. For years, they were the only elevators standing in downtown Biggar, Saskatchewan.